When they got back to their normal timeline, they saw things were different. It's a lot closer to what it is now in Fractured Shards. Instead of there being 2 kingdoms, there were 3. No, 4. Lunaria, Sobania, Solaria, and the Blood Veil. Though at that point it was just called Valentine's Kingdom, because it was very recent and didn't have a name. Valentine, in the 2 years that the party were gone, Valentine said, okay, I am taking my land back now, and she took her land back. She didn't exactly do it by herself. She had a lot of undead minions, and one that was fucking huge. Think the Colossal Titan, but times 10.
Times 10.
Yeah. And the way how it worked was that if you go near her land without permission, it will swat you like a fly.
So she had her own defense Godzilla, basically.
Yup. And that is how she beat Lunaria and Solaria at once.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But at this point, they also discovered something else. Actually, no. I'll get to that a bit later. So, they realized, hey, so we saved the dragons, and dragons are no longer extinct. We saved the mountains, so now there's a completely different kingdom. We freed Valentine, so now she's doing her own thing. But we've been gone for 2 years. What the fuck now? And, they realize they have to get back on their quest, because they've been gone for 2 years, with nobody to stop them. Pentagon's plan is nearly into fruition. The Cold War had continued, and the chaos had gotten even worse thanks to what Valentine was doing. So essentially, if they didn't stop the priests, they'd be screwed. Everything would be screwed. Pentagon would win. So they got right back to it. And this was when they went back to Solaria to stop Waverly. They discovered 2 things. 1, they found out who the 5th priest in this world was. It was an evil version of their dwarven friend. Though this one was called Jarl. So,
Dwarven friend? Remind me who's the dwarven friend again?
in the party, there is a dwarf called Yaris. His rival is the 5th priest called Gaston. They
Played
used
by
to,
my friend Dave, by the way.
yes, they used to be together in a bandit encampment, camp, tribe, whatever. And Yaris got kicked out because Gaston managed to frame him for killing someone, and Gaston ended up taking advantage of Yaris and has been a thorn in his side ever since. While Yaris was not necessarily a good guy, he was more on the side of good compared to Gaston. In this world, it was reversed. Gaston is now a friend of the party. In fact, in this alternate timeline, he was the party member, while Jarl was the one who was really evil. Instead of it being in a tribe, they were parts of the royal family of Sobania. And Jarl was an evil king who did kill someone and hid it. Gaston revealed it, and as a result, Jarl got banished. So he joined Pentagon, not because he wanted to, reverse the world so that he could be, restart the universe so he could be in power again. He just really fucking hated Gaston and wanted to make him suffer. And the power gave him the opportunity to do that. So he was a part of this next arc, the Waverly arc. Or, well, Waverly arc? But she liked to call herself the Wubmaster. Because her suit, the way how it worked, instead of shooting like lasers or energy or that kind of thing, it just produced sound. And every time she made an attack, it sounded like a huge riff of dubstep.
So she,
Oh, the most annoying. I'm sorry. Go on. Go on.
so she was Queen Wub Wub. Is that it?
Basically.
God.
Well, in the past 2 years that had gone by, the Cold War had reached a point where Lunaria and Solaria produced literal nukes.
Oh no, it's actual Cold War now. Okay.
Solaria had a nuclear version, Lunaria had a magical version.
Oh.
And this was when the party realized, okay, we need to fucking deal with Waverly. Because if she makes a nuke, what else is she gonna make? And so, they decided to try and deal with her. First, they tried to outsmart her. That went terribly. Because one thing they didn't realize was, Waverly is very prideful, but she's also frighteningly smart. Compared to every other priest, she predicted everything that they were going to do and had plans for everything. The party tried to fight her bluntly, it didn't work. She outpowered them thanks to her countermeasures in her suit. They tried to get people against her, it didn't work. She just framed them instead. In the end, thanks to her plan, she was basically a hero, while the party was a monster and everybody was against them. And she even managed to kidnapped the party member capable of producing dark ether and took that ability from him.
Oh God, the poor dwarf.
And learned how to do it herself. In the end, she reached a point that she was able to produce light and dark ether on her own in a suit, and as a result, she was able to copy Pentagon's abilities for herself. She had the power of a deva in her hands, and she manipulated the party in order to give that to her.
Excuse me, why is she following Pentagon's thing at all then? If
She
had
wasn't.
Pentagon's power.
She was tricking him to get his power so she could do whatever she wanted. And the one thing that she wanted to do was prove that she, a paraplegic Solarian girl, was better than the great-grandson of the woman that created magic. And
Right.
Yeah, do you know how the party did that, beat her?
Accepted that she was?
Yes. And it worked. She's like, it was literally meant to be a huge final battle, and she's like, I am better than you, and I beat you in every single way. And they're like, yeah, you are. And she's like, oh. And then Priest pacified. I think from that point...
You're really on the side?
Long story short, when you're confronted with someone with a gigantic ego, you massage their ego.
Essentially, yeah.
Yes.
That was how they beat her. They stopped trying to go against her and just said, like, okay, you win. And she actually was taken aback from that. And the way how they beat her considerably, too, was that she has a moral compass, too. Compared to every other priest, she very rarely kills people and tries to keep innocents out of the way. So when they noted, hey, not only that, but you're a good person, she's like, oh. And then that they managed to pacify her. I think at that point, someone else showed up. Oh yes. When they pacified her, that is when Ural decided to bare his ugly head. But we will get to that in the next part. Any questions?
Not really. I need to take a second because my cat's all wanting to get fed. Give me a moment.
Alright.
And I'm gonna take a brief bathroom break. I am very much enjoying this. This is answering a lot of questions. But yeah,
Entertaining.
yeah, I am well entertained. But I'll be right back.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and maybe watch some more. Be seeing ya.